guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Nanalo ang isang class suit. Ibig sabihin, marami yung mga complainants, ano? In this case, hundreds of migrant workers. Okay, nanalo sila sa kanilang class suit laban sa isang malaking retailer dito sa Canada. Isa pong convenience store chain. Okay, na itong nangyari. The Supreme Court of British Columbia found this retailer liable after discovering na hundreds of migrant workers arrived in Canada dahil inofera nila ng job offer, no? They signed employment contracts with these workers. Yung mga dokumentong yan na gamit para makakuha ng work permit ang mga worker na ito. So dumating sila ng Canada only to find out na wala silang papasukang trabaho. Wala sila apparently vacancy na pinupunuan. Diba? So ano ay nangyari? You can imagine. Okay? Ang hirap ng sitwasyon nyo. Dumating ka dito sa Canada, walang mabigay sa'yo na trabaho, thinking dapat na meron dahil meron kang pinirmahan. And then you're stuck because your work permit is a closed work permit. Ibig sabihin, doon ka lang talaga pwede sa employer na yan magtrabaho. So what do? Later on, I will share with you some stories, a couple of stories based on this court decision. At isa po dyan sa mga tinatawag na lead plaintiffs sa kasong ito ay isa po nating kababayan. Okay? I will share with you parang a glimpse of what she went through. Again, all based dito sa federal court decision. Now, this has also been reported or picked up by a few news outfits. For example, this one from the Business Vancouver. Tignan niyo yung title, no? BC Court finds retailer liable for exploiting up to 880 migrant workers. Napakarami, no? But, of course, yung Max Convenience Stores, yan po yung kinasuhan. They are denying na gano'n naman daw karami ang involved talaga dito. Okay, so sabi dito, a judge found Max Convenience Stores and some BC recruiters used outright lies to charge 880 migrants up to $8,000 for jobs that never existed. This is according to Business in Vancouver. In just a while, I will be showing you the court decision itself. Okay, pero dito, no, sabi, a lot of people, they paid and they just got ghosted. According to Mr. Quayle, isa po sa abogado ng mga plaintiffs. Almost none of them got jobs in Max Convenience Store. This is, of course, again, no, as mentioned, after paying thousands of dollars, una sa lahat, bawal po maningil. Okay, ang sino mang employer o recruiter ng recruitment fees from the workers they are trying to hire. This is another report from HR Reporter. Dito malalaman natin na ang tagal din pala bago na-resolve tong kaso na ito. Yung earliest recorded complaints, basically, no, or covered at least by this petition or by this case rather, goes all the way back to December 2009. Okay. Pero yung mismong pag-certify nung class suit na ito ay nangyari September 2017. And now it's 2026, diba? Ang tagal din talaga gulong ng hustisya in this case, no? So this article says hundreds of migrant workers win class action against Max Convenience. And yun na nga, may sabit rin po na ilang mga immigration consultants. Let's go to the federal court decision. Ito po yan, ano? Napakahaba nito. O yan, in the Supreme Court of British Columbia. This was published May 28, 2026. Nakita nyo naman, napakahaba. So what I did was just lift some direct quotes from this. What I want to share with you, rather, is yung pinagdaanan ng ilang mga lead plaintiffs dito. May 3 pong nakabanggit na lead plaintiffs dito. Ayun, no? Ay, 4 pala, sorry. Ito po sila. Isa po dyan, okay, ating kababayan na nag-share ng kanyang storya. na makikita natin yung kanyang storya dahil nakasaad po dito against sa court decision na ito. Ang nangyari po, itong kababayan natin ay galing Dubai. Okay, and then, yun na, the usual, na-meet po niya yung consultant, naghahanap daw po ng mga workers for Canada. It even took her a while to gather enough money para mabayaran yung sinisingil. Earlier, sa una, $2,000. And then when I think she got here, nagdagdag pa siya ng another $5,500. Okay, $5,500. Only to find out pagdating niya dito, parang pinagpasapasahan lang din siya. No? Sa bandang Calgary daw siya napunta. At one point, no, dahil parang pinapasa-pasa siya kung kani-kanino, mga ilang empleyado ng iba't ibang branch yata ng Max Convenience Store, until nag-email siya mismo dun sa isa sa mga nag-recruit talaga sa kanya na parang ano nangyari. Basically, no, I left my job in Dubai to come here and then ito nangyayari, tulungan mo ko, mga ganon. To something to that effect. Ito po yung sagot sa kanya. Would you believe it? Sabi, I am very concerned as the job offer was canceled due to the length of time it took for you to come. Aba, sinisipa, no? We cannot hold spots for that long in our business. I'm also concerned that you came here without validating there was a job. Okay, ano ba to? I have copied OSI, but there is little I can do for you. Una sa lahat, you offered a specific position. And then what? You give it to somebody else? Ganon ba? Pero it would appear, according to the federal court decision, talagang, okay, ang finding po ng court, talagang nag-offer sila ng trabaho, they got into employment contracts, knowing daw, no, basically, na wala talaga silang paglalagyan. Okay? Ang paliwanag yata nung kampo, nung convenience store, they basically got all these workers in anticipation of a future need. Hindi naman po pwede yun. Kasi nga napakarami daw nilang retailers, dealers, pag dumating yung pagkakataon o yung panahon rather na kailangan ng workers, saka daw magkakaroon ng position available. That is not possible. Right? Ano ba yun? Hindi naman tama yun. Sabi, Max was contracting with the class members. Yung class members po, yung mga, kumbaga, yung plaintiffs, complainants. They were contracting with them for jobs when it did not anticipate being in a position to fulfill the contract by providing the jobs to its contracting partners. Okay? In short saying nga, na wala pa sila sa posisyon talaga para mag-offer ng job. Sabi nga nitong report, business sa Vancouver, no, ito mas simpleng paliwanag. Sabi ng abogado ng isa sa mga complainants, what Max wanted to do is bring workers to Canada without any specific intention to employ them. And then when job opportunities came up, they could draw on that pool of workers. That's obviously advantageous daw to Max, but also highly exploitative to workers. Okay, that is according to somebody that, again, quoted po yan dito sa Business in Vancouver. Okay, now puntahan natin yung kwento ng kababayan natin, ano? Yan. She testified that she was still being told that she would have a job. But she had given hope. Kasi guys, no, parang it took her months na pinagpasapasahan siya. Until guys, eventually, she actually decided to leave Canada. Okay? Sabi dito, she had given up hope kahit na sinasabi na magkakaroon daw pa talaga siya ng trabaho. She was anxious, depressed, and was having trouble sleeping and eating. She had resorted to working at cash jobs to survive. She told her family in the Philippines what was happening and they were worried about her. Okay, ito ang nangyari. So she left Canada in June 2014. Kita nyo guys, more than 10 years ago na to, no? She said, on the one hand, she was afraid to leave because she was worried about what could happen when she went through immigration. Kasi nga naman, siguro meron siya makakausap na border official, yun yung concern niya. But on the other hand, she did not feel like she was in a safe situation in Canada because she was working illegally. Okay, ultimately, she returned to Dubai and after a few weeks, got a job. Buti na lang, oh my, no? She remains living and working there doing the type of work she was doing when she left to fulfill her dream to come to Canada. Diba? How traumatizing naman and what a bad example Kumbaga, no? Ano na lang ikukwento ng kababayan natin, na-experience niya sa ibang tao, nako, huwag kang magpunta ng Canada, baka maloko ka katulad ko, no? Ito po yung kwento ng ating kababayan, just a glimpse. You guys can check out the court ruling yourselves, no? Kasi meron pang ibang mga detalye doon. Kung paano siya pinagpasapasahan, alam mo, napakahirap nung kanyang pinagdaanan. Okay, now meron pa pong isang lead plaintiff dito, katulad ng kababayan natin, mas matindi ang pinagdaanan. Okay, dumating din dito, wala yung trabahong sinasabi, and then pinatrabaho siya sa ibang type of work. Una, tinanggihan niya, pero wala, parang napilitan na siya, talagang ginawa na rin niya. About one day, inaresto siya ng CBSA. Okay, let me show you some direct quotes. Yan. He testified that while working at the bottle depot in Lethbridge, ayun no, bigla na lang daw siyang dinala sa isang bottle depot. CBSA personnel arrived and asked him for his work permit. Eh dahil nga guys, yung work permit niya dapat naka-attach dun sa Max, di ba? So he responded that he did not have a work permit for this company. He was handcuffed and taken away by the CBSA. He testified that he was distraught, felt like a criminal, but he had not done anything wrong. Okay, kasi syempre ang hinaing ng mga workers na ito, naipit na kami. Ano gagawin ko dito? I mean, he was obviously caught working unauthorized, pero 'di ba nga, kumbaga he was forced into that situation kasi pagdating nga niya, wala rin po siyang trabaho. Okay, may part 2 pa yung kanyang quote, no? Sabi dito, he was testified that he was taken to a detention center, given a uniform to wear, and was left there. He said, no, he thought he was in jail because he was in a locked room with one other person and an open toilet. The next day, yung CBSA took him to a homeless shelter in Calgary where he stayed for a month. He got a bus back to Vancouver where he lived in a homeless shelter on Homer Street for 3 to 4 months. Grabe, no? Pinik up ng CBSA. Ang tanong ko dito, bakit siya nilipat ng CBSA pala sa isang homeless shelter? No? That's unclear in the federal court decision. Pero imagine, di ba? Again, okay, they were presented with job offers. At in fact, nakakuha sila ng work permit because of those job offers, and then when they get here, wala. Tapos aarestuhin ka, di ba, ng CBSA dahil hindi mo sinunod raw yung work permit mo. Tapos biglang nag-end up siya sa homeless shelter. Oh my gosh, no. Now, it's unclear for now kung ano po ang magiging o ang makukuha nung mga daan-daan daw na workers involved in this class suit. Wala pa pong nakasaad doon sa federal court decision. Wala rin po ako nakikita nakasaad dito sa mga news reports tackling this topic, ano. But imagine, grabe naman tong kumpanyang to. So the class action was brought on behalf of roughly 880 workers recruited under the TFW program. Tapos may subclass of about 125 who traveled to Canada but were not given the work set out in their contracts. Now, if you want more details about the story, again, feel free to go to the court decision, the Supreme Court of British Columbia na website. Ma-access niyo po doon yan. Meron pa akong hindi lang na paggawa ng quote card, ano. Sabi ni judge dun sa ruling, I find Max callously disregarded the harm it was causing for the subclass members, but was not ignorant of it. No? Kumbaga, hindi na nga nila iniisip yung mangyayari, yung pagdadaanan ng mga workers, and they just totally disregarded it. Yan po yung sabi ni judge dito. Papakita ko na nga rin guys yung portion ng isang decision. Yung portion na yan. Kasi meron pong linya dito, sabi daw nung Max, sabi, Max acknowledges that it made mistakes, including being ignorant of how the TFW program worked. But it submits that it was not malicious and did not intend to cause harm to the subclass members. Yun yung talagang dumating na, mahigit 100 na dumating na dito, tapos wala naman palang nadata na trabaho. Sabi nga ni Judge, again, I find Max callously disregarded the harm it was causing them. But they were not ignorant of it. They knew what was happening. How can they not know? Can you just imagine all the complaints they were getting from these workers pagdating dito, di ba? Anyway, what do you guys think about this? Basahin ko na lang po yung comments niyo. I'll end this episode here. See you guys in the next one. Bye!